with another one. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Jeff from Foursquare, man. Here with another video guys, what we got going on. So first things first, what'd you think about episode 4? I think episode 4 was definitely one of our best episodes yet. Shout out to Elise for the after hours, giving her insight on the female perspective of what it's like to be, you know what I'm saying, in corporate America as a woman. The podcast was great. I had good points. Alice had good points, great points. And Max also had some pretty good insight as well. And man, you really loving that burgers Local Munchies, huh? We saw them numbers go up in the past 2 days. It's crazy. So thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate you for tuning into the content, man. And if you haven't already, make sure that you check out all the content for the episode 4 rollout. So we're here at episode 5 now. You know what I'm saying? This is the penultimate episode. You know, we got one more episode after this. And with this episode, we wanted to go deep. Like I said, the second half of season 3 is pretty deep. So with that being said, you see a lot of male-centered and centric podcasts talk a lot about modern women. You know, you got this over here.
Right. Again, modern women today thoroughly detailing that they have little to no empathy for men or men's plight. Around him, he's dealing with all of these modern women. And
or you got this over here.
My supporters that it's been 8 years since a guy has asked me out on Valentine's Day, or I've had a Valentine's Day date.
Mercy. Let's keep listening.
Talking about modern women is they're not doing traditional values anymore, blah, 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 complaining about stuff like that. But you don't hear a lot of podcasts talk about what it means to be a modern man. What is it like being a man nowadays? What does that actually look like? You know what I mean? And that's kind of what we came up with. I sat this square down and I was like, you know, there's not really a lot of podcasts that talk about what it means to be a man nowadays like that. And even if they do, it's not the most healthiest, you know, variations of what it is. They'll cherry pick things here and that, but it's not the most healthiest. It's a little toxic. So we kind of sat down and was like, all right, what does a modern man actually look like? What does it mean to be a man nowadays? What does masculinity truly look like nowadays? And that's kind of what we came up with for episode 5. So episode 5's title or the theme is what it means to be a man. You know, so we kind of get together and go over, you know, our personal male figures in our life, what they taught us, what our personal experiences taught us, and kind of what we want to pass on to the next generation as far as young men growing up. So this one is relatively deep, relatively personal, and I think a good amount of you squares that they gonna tune into this one. Fellas, I highly recommend you tune in. Ladies, I know your nosy ass is probably gonna tune in too, but you might as well share it with brother, your male cousin. If you got nephews, share it with your husband. You know what I'm saying? Sneaky links and entanglements as always. But yeah, stay tuned for that, man. It should be dropping Saturday. So episode 5 dropping Saturday. And there's no after hours and there's no Local Munchies with this episode rollout. It's just this episode and that's it. So stay tuned for that on Saturday. And we'll be ready to wrap this up for season 3. Peace.